Hi everyone, it's Agnes and I've got a viewer request today. It's an email from Jay. Jay said, my question is in relation to your comment about either being the over communicator in regards to a specific person or the one who didn't communicate enough. I just got to talk quietly because my mum's sleeping in the next room. In my case, I'm the over communicator. I can't seem to figure out what I'm pushing out for that to be reflected. I am in a fabulous place, full of self-love, and I'm living from the end. I see my specific person quite often, and I'm given signs all of the time that I'm on the right path. For example, I've been manifesting, imagining him bringing me yellow roses just for fun to see if it would happen. Last week, my son found 3 yellow roses on our doorstep. I assume they fell out of my housemate's friend's car, but it was so obvious to be a coincidence to me. This is just one sign that I am in a good place and these things are going well. Okay, so this email from Jay is quite long, so I'm just going to deal with the first part, Jay, of your email. So let's go back and have a look. So if you are an over communicator in your relationship with your specific person, that tells me that you're still trying to get love, okay? If you are really feeling self-love and in a relaxed state, you don't need to over-communicate to try and get their attention, okay? It still tells me that you're trying to get. You're over-communicating because you want attention, you want love, you want them to acknowledge you, you want them to turn and focus on you, you want them to make you a priority because you're making them a priority. But you see, when you actually do that, it's actually a self-unloving thing to do, okay? You're doing too much, then of course they're doing too little. That's how it goes together. It's a vibrational match. If you're doing 80%, they do 20. So it's that thing of you have to allow people to approach, Jay, okay? So you've said here, I can't seem to figure out what I'm pushing out for that to be reflected. Well, remember, they are you pushed out. So if you're over communicating, they're going to be lazy and not have to do any of the work, you see, because you're not actually creating a space for them to walk towards you. They get used to you doing and doing and doing and doing too much of the work, you see. And that still comes from a place of lack of love. Even though you say, I'm in a fabulous place full of self-love and I'm living in the end, the evidence of what you're doing, over-communicating, tells me that's not the case, okay? Your words say that, but your actions are telling me that you're still trying to get love. You're still trying to get his attention. You're still trying to get something from the other person. Otherwise, you would just let them be. You would go 3 or 4 days without them contacting you. You would get on with your own life. You'd be fine. You wouldn't be needing to kind of peck at the door. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I see my specific person quite often and I'm given signs all of the time that I'm on the right path. So what I would do, Jay, is look at what you're thinking, feeling, and believing about the relationship, about you and about him, that is causing you to do this type of behavior. Okay? So, yeah. Let me have a look a bit further down and see if I can see anything else. Look, you say that you've given up smoking, you've lost weight, lots of cool things happening in your life. Fantastic. So you're saying, however, he lacks contact and I over contact. Now remember, because he is you pushed out, there has to be where you stop this addiction. It's like an addiction. It's like an oxygen tank. You think that he's the oxygen tank of love, or you think that you have to do this so he doesn't forget about you. I hear that a lot from people. I over contact because I don't want them to forget about me. The thing is, that's coming from fear. That's coming from lack. That's coming from lack of self-love and lack of giving love to yourself, you see. Okay? Now, you've said here, not out of need for his love, but because I'm so happy and full of love, I want to share it with him. The thing is, Jay, I can hear your words, but when you over contact, people don't over contact unless they're trying to get something. I know that might be hard to hear, but otherwise you would just give people the love you have some of the time. You don't oversaturate, okay? But the over contact pushes them away. Of course it does. And I can't last more than 2 days without sending him a message. Okay, can you have a look at my YouTube attraction versus addiction? I know you say that it's coming from a loving place, but I'm sorry, I don't buy it. Okay? I don't buy it. I'm sure you're happy with your own love, but the thing is, you're still trying to get him to... you're still pushing him away and then trying to get something from him. You're saying he's an under-contactor, so therefore there's something in you with this over-contacting that pushes him away, and then you don't get 50% of the contact. And then when you keep doing that from that addictive place, I know you say it's from a loving place, but I can tell you in my experience it does not come from a loving place. It comes from a place of I need to matter, and that's coming from fear, and that's coming from a lack of love. Okay, when you're in a self-loving place, you don't over contact. The people I know that have really good self-love don't need to over contact. That quality, the over contacting quality that you have, is not a part of a self-loving person's being. Okay, so I will put the YouTube down below about attraction versus addiction, and I will put in the description the YouTube about don't pick the fruit before it's ripe. Okay, so I'm going to say also about the Ho'oponopono prayer, dissolving the part of you that creates this over-contacting in you and under-contacting in him, and this need to get attention. Because if you didn't need to get attention, you wouldn't be doing that. Okay? There is something in you that still needs to get attention from that specific person, and this is how you do it. And if you can't stop, it is an addictive process that you got going on. Okay? Now, you've said here, I'm struggling to stop over communicating and basically get out of my own way. I say affirmations that reflect me letting go and allowing contact from him. Oh, good. You've said here, I do Ho'oponopono. I will post that down in the description as well. And I am in a state of unconditional self-love and happiness about 90% of the time. Jay, you can't be in self-love and happiness 90% of the time if you're still trying to get someone's attention, okay? I know you're telling me these words, but your actions tell me something different, okay? So you're using all your senses and feelings of him about being an amazing communicator by imagining and writing it down. That's great. So, and you've come out of depression, which is great. I have really let go of the need for him and I'm more focused on me. Okay. Again, your words say that, but your actions reflect something else. I really have let go of the need for him. If you've let go of the need for him, you would have let go of the need to contact him every single day from an over-communicating point of view, okay? So, what I would do, Jay, is I would, every time you feel that need to over-contact, sit with yourself, feel what you're feeling, and write down what's going on. Because it's a compulsion, okay? It's a obsession, it's a need. For some reason, you've got something lurking on underneath and under the surface emotionally, and instead of dealing with that, you're over contacting. So deal with you, okay? Write down what's going on in your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs just before you over contact, and then refrain from doing it. It's like Alcoholics Anonymous. You say a day at a time, I'm not going to contact. And you stop doing it, and you bring it down to twice a week. Or 3, that's fine, but this 7 days a week thing is, yeah, it's not good. It's too much. All right, so I hope that helps, and I did say to you, Jay, that this was too long for a YouTube, but I've picked out the bits of it, all the other bits and pieces I've left out. So I hope that helps you a little. And lots of love to you. And I hope that you can stop over contacting and then allow him. Because what happens is, too, people start taking you for granted when you don't treat yourself with respect. And over contacting is a lack of self-respect. Okay? If you're over contacting people trying to get something from them, and I know you might disagree with me because you said you're coming from a loving place, but if you're coming from a loving place, sit with your own self-love and give it to you. Stop trying to always give it to them. Okay? Hold it for you. Treat yourself as platinum, not silver. I'll put that YouTube down below too to help you remember what's going on with that. Okay, lots of love. Ciao, ciao.